So Jason,
Yeah.
I want to ask you what inspires you. So some quick questions.
Awesome.
Okay, let's go. Favorite
Let's do it.
books?
Favorite books? Technosis by Eric Davis, Eric with a K. Myth, Magic, and Mysticism in the Age of Information. A really cool book about the spiritual undertones of technology. I also really like Ernest Becker's book, The Denial of Death, which is a kind of dissection of the human condition, what drives us, what frightens us, what really motivates the human animal.
Wow.
Ray Kurzweil's book, The Singularity is Near, When Humans Transcend Biology, which is a techno-utopian vision of how we might use our tools to overcome our greatest limitations. I would say those three are like my Bibles.
Wow. Okay. You haven't read mine yet, have you?
I'm sure yours is going to be on that list. Yes. Yes.
It's somewhat more layman's than that. But that's amazing. Okay. Favorite podcasts?
Favorite podcasts? I really like Tim Ferriss's podcast.
So do I.
I appreciate his, and I appreciate and recognize parts of myself in his really well-studied, well-crafted, well-thought-out questions. You can tell that when he interviews his guests, he really wants to find their secrets. And you can tell, I know that Tim has dealt with anxiety, difficulties with anxiety as well. And you can feel that, I think, in his OCD-esque approach to interviewing people. But I actually think he's one of the best interviewers in the world, so details matter.
No pressure for me, but I am going to dig deep and
Well,
get
actually,
all of your
you've been
secrets.
amazing in the kind of questions you've been asking me. It's about interviewers who study their subjects, which I appreciate. I enjoy the Eat, Pray, Love girls stuff. Elizabeth Gilbert, I think she's amazing. I listened to the audio version of her book, and I like her stuff on creativity and fear.
Yeah.
Again, I need to be able to relate to these people, and she's somebody who's very forthcoming about her issues with fear and anxiety, and you know, as artists, we experience the world in an acute fashion. So the highs are highs, the lows are lows. So powerful
absolutely.
stuff.
Okay, people who inspire you throughout the ages.
Lisa Messenger.
I love you more and more. Keep going.
Eric Davis, who wrote Technosis, is a big inspiration. Stephen Kotler and Jamie Wheel, co-founders of the Flow Genome Project and authors of a new book called Stealing Fire. It's about a revolution in altered states. They're so inspired by those guys. Ron Howard, filmmaker. I love his movies, but also we've become friends.
Yeah, nice.
And he's reached out to me because he's become a fan of my videos, which is who the
he
hell
has
would ever
retweeted
imagine? I
them.
can't even believe that. So I really admire that he's has such a long, illustrious career, continues to produce great work.
Yeah, beautiful.
Chris Nolan. Films like Inception really push the boundaries of thought. So I'm a big fan as well.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did we do that? Favorite movies?
Favorite
Moulin
movies?
Rouge.
Well, yeah,
I've been doing my
Moulin
research.
Rouge was a beautiful, phantasmagoric and visually rich take on love, which I adore. Vanilla Sky is a film that really sculpted my view. It's about a guy who wants to live forever, who gets cryonically frozen, and they create a virtual reality fantasy world for him to chase his bliss, and then it turns into a nightmare. And so that film is about altered states and psychedelia and wanting to live forever through technology. So a lot of themes I can relate to. So Vanilla Sky for sure. Another film I love.
What about you like The Matrix and all that?
Love The Matrix, The Matrix, Inception, Memento.
Yeah.
Films that are brilliant and also unsettling in their brilliance, where you kind of feel like you're not so sure you should be probing these layers and contours of consciousness. False reality genre films, so The Truman Show, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Love it.
Films that hint at a larger, deeper reality beyond what we can perceive.
Love that. Okay, and one last question.
Sure.
Where on earth, if you could go anywhere on the planet to kind of throw you out of your comfort zone to get you uncomfortable, where would it be?
To get really uncomfortable. It's funny. My favorite destination at the moment is the Netherlands.
Right here?
Yeah, I do love Australia, but I have almost like an obsession with the bicycle culture in Holland.
Really?
Now, first of all, it's a flat country, but they have an extremely healthy work-life balance. They're really well distributed in terms of wealth equality, and it's a country where there's more bicycles than humans.
Yeah.
Like you see grandmas and children and everybody in between and the kids on the baskets of the bike. I've never seen a place where everybody's on their bicycle. And what that does is it changes your experience of what an urban environment is.
Yeah,
if you're used to cars or walking,
Yeah.
to see everybody on bikes is very park-like.
Yeah,
So it's like a
yeah.
Disney World kind of a place. I really love Amsterdam. It's also a hotbed of liberalism, and cannabis is tolerated there, and
Yeah, and
it's
they're
a
big
free thought.
thinkers,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Amsterdam is one of my favorite places for creativity. I suppose if I was going to get really uncomfortable and go somewhere crazy, I'm really curious about Japan. Yeah. I've heard it's like hyper modern yet completely parallel reality to the one in which I live, for sure. So to go there and just be around that otherness is amazing. There's a great book called Drugs and Travel in 20th Century Literature, which is about how when we talk about going to strange new places, traveling, and when we talk about drugs, we're talking about things that are discursively similar. We're talking really about otherness, seeing things through a different lens of perception and or geography and or culture, and realizing that all realities are virtual, that they're all virtual realities, culture, language, places, people. These are all just virtual lenses. They're masks of mind that we put on and that filter the world for us. And so in knowing that, you come to realize, first of all, you're not stuck in your reality. If you don't like it, you can change it. But second of all, there's all these other places and frames of reference to explore that keeps that novelty thing alive. And you know how I'm into the novelty thing.
I do know how you're into the novelty thing.
So yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you once again.